I think I got this as Neiman Marcus. I got it for like $25 at some place.
Okay, let's get a good look at
shoes,
you.
I gotta do new.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
And those socks.
Oh, my socks? I work for a cheerleading company, like I'm a stylist. So I buy the sports socks, and
so cool.
I can't wear just plain socks.
So Seth, before you were on Project Runway, did you dress like that in Portland, and did people go like, man, that guy's so...
Yeah, I've dressed like this since I was a kid. I mean,
Wow.
actually it's progressed into a more sophisticated me, but I've always been me. Nothing's ever changed.
It's so fantastic.
I have pictures of me when I was 12, and I'm wearing crazy stuff later.
All right, is Project Runway over? Do you know if you
Are
won?
we recording, by the way?
Not yet.
It's done filmed. Mm-hmm. I mean, the finals in February.
So you know how
New York Fashion Week.
No. The filming is over. This episode you were in is over. The series you were in, right?
It's been filmed.
We know who the winner is.
Yes.
Okay.
No, you don't.
But
I think I
do. Do you want to sit down, or do you want him to bring the mic up a little higher?
What kind of...
I'm fine with standing.
What kind of restrictions are you up against, Seth, for saying what we think? You know, we hear from all the odds makers that you have nailed it and that you're actually walking around Portland as the winner. Have you signed something to say?
You know, no, there's nothing out there that says.
She's not ready.
I mean, any one of us could be. I'm in a contract. It's my job.
Yeah.
Just like anybody else, and part of my job is, confidentiality.
Okay.
And so I mean,
They could
that would
sue you.
and that would spoil everything if you
Yeah.
think about it. What fun would it be watching something you already knew the
Yeah,
result of? I
totally.
mean, everybody
Yeah.
can speculate. Yeah, there's the
Yeah.
critics, there's the New York Post, or LA Times. They've
Yeah.
all posted their predictions. They
Yeah.
post them week to week as
Right.
it goes along.
Sure.
I just found out on Booking Buddy, the sports booking site, they have us on there.
You're number
No way.
one.
Yeah,
Really?
of all
Yeah,
things, it was the oddest thing. You
Yeah.
got the Chargers up here, you got
Unbelievable.
all these people, and then you got us. I'm all like, what the, you
They
know?
have you as the number one pick. Like,
They
you're
do
3
have
to
me.
1. You're 3
Right.
to 1.
But that's just based off their analyzing it and their odds with the way things went, where you placed each challenge.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it, but that's what they did. But I was really shocked to see that.
Are we
Shall
going
we?
to start rolling?
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
God, look at me. I have 1,000 questions for you.
That's fine.
Okay.
I have 1,001 answers.
Okay.
Except the one that we really want.
Yeah, right.
I know. All right.
Well, there's only 2 weeks left.
So when you talk, this mic has a pretty direction,
And
so you have to
Dave,
get
it
pretty
is
close.
Seth Aaron.
Seth Aaron.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it's Dave and
Sheila.
Sheila. Okay.
David Aaron. Okay. All right. Seth Aaron, good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
So let's try to describe what Seth Aaron's wearing, because it's pretty unique. I mean, even from my non-stylish viewpoint, I can tell that is really creative.
Well, let's just say it's something that Mick Jagger would approve of. I can totally see this ensemble on our best rock stars that we play.
He's got a nice jacket. It's a regular sports jacket, but then there's what, 2,
No,
4,
it's
6.
No,
not a
it's
regular
not a
sports
red-
Wait a minute
jacket.
now.
What are you talking
Why?
about?
Come on
Seth
now.
Aaron,
What?
Please don't let Dave go anywhere near a fashion.
What
Why don't
is
you
wrong
explain it?
with
That
calling
is
that
not
a regular sports jacket?
Number
Because
one, the
number one,
styling
it's
and
a
the fit is
tuxedo
totally...
jacket, and number
Yeah.
two is vintage Neiman Marcus.
Exactly.
What's
Sorry.
the difference?
It's just like suddenly
The
we
Howard
have this
Cosell.
image of Seth Aaron in a Howard Cosell jacket. It really, let's let you describe it.
And
because
he's got the bobby pins.
bobby pins. They are not bobby pins.
They're
for
not
God's
bobby
sake.
pins. What are they called?
Somebody
Safety
please
pins.
send
Safety
him on
pins.
Seth Aaron.
So we have safety pins on the sleeves.
He makes you sound like a cross between Shirley Temple and Bob Costas.
Is that such a bad thing?
Dave, Seth Aaron, one of the most fabulously dressed men and also one of the most gifted designers I've ever watched on Project Runway. The guy is a monster in terms of his ability to design and do it quickly. So tell us where you honed your skill, Seth.
It's something that started out, I could just do it as a kid. Like, I understood shape. I came from a artistic family. And so there's a lot of, combination between my dad being an artist, my mom being, a crafty type. It's just something I'm very comfortable with and don't really have to think about. But it did take a lot of practice.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
you
practice.
First time with the sewing machine, what age?
5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
That's
So-
insane.
I mean, I used a needle and thread when I was a kid to alter my clothes or add patches, you know, that kind of thing. But I've always changed normal apparel that I was wearing into something that was my own since I was like really young, like 8, 9, or so on. But my first machine was 5 years ago. I got it for Christmas from my wife Tina, and she said, you know, she could say it. She's like, you need to do this, and she bought it for me. So from there, it just took off.
Wow.
And I just do it every day, and just trial and error.
Do you know what I love? These judges try to keep a very, very staunch poker face when the designs come out on the runway. When Seth Aaron's designs come out, you literally see their faces change, like their eyes widen, their mouths open. You can tell the difference in the level of construction that he's sending out on the runway and the creativity. Your circus stuff just blew me away. I'm like, they've got to
well,
adopt
it blew
that
somebody away.
I loved it. I totally loved it.
You know, the whole circus challenge, it was like I could have went very, you know, pulled myself back and just went, you know, American high fashion. That's not what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do is project 6-year-old creativity, that mind process. You know, it's been dubbed Dr. Seuss. It's been dubbed Tim Burton. It said, you know, many critics said, you know, this stepped right out of a Tim Burton film.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted. I mean, I wanted them to, whether they loved it or hated it, it's just one of those looks.
Right.
But they're going to remember it.
Yeah. So
That's
they
the point.
use things like bold and risk taker and one can just imagine Seth Aaron in 5 years from now that I won't be able to afford any of his designs. So
well, we're going to try
can I buy something now?
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, some of the goals are for me is to have a retail line that's produced in you know, bigger stores, but that makes it also more affordable. So I want to have a ready-to-wear line. I would love to do, you know, Seth Aaron for Target, or you know, something along those lines. And of course, then I'll have the couture line of the higher end stuff.
Will you stay in Portland when you hit the big time?
We plan on, you know, my kids are in school here. All their friends, their grandmas are here, so we plan on keeping a house here. I mean, we have a lot of friends here and family. But we definitely plan on getting a condo in LA to have that back and forth, because I want to have a manufacturer, but I also want to keep it in the U.S. And I know Los Angeles Garment District, they have an amazing amount of manufacturers there that do an excellent job.
So Seth Aaron, your natural instinct is so grounded in rock. I mean, I just look at your look, and it's just there's some beat there for what you wear and how your vibe. Is one of your passions to design for rock stars, or to take that influence from music and bring it out to the street?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. That's my number one influence. When I'm asked what inspires you, it's music. It's always been. So what I do is I listen to all types of music, but I listen to something that really grabs me, and then I wrap the design or outfit. Who's listening to this? What is that person in that song doing? And wrap that around, and that's where I come out with what you see.
So rock stars now, best and worst dressed. What do you think?
You know, that's so subjective, in my opinion. I mean, I want to design for Gaga and Manson.
Oh, you go crazy with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, I mean, only because she's so far out. You know, she just does what she wants. That's what I do. So I can relate to that. You know, worst dress, you know, I don't see them outside of on TV, so I don't know. I'm sure there's some pretty cruddy stuff.
Let's just, real quick, ask Seth Aaron if he would design something for an artist that will play after his thing. Is there an artist that KINK plays that you could say, so if, you know, okay.
I don't know if I can answer that at this point.
Do you like Spoon, any of the indie bands with Decemberists, any of those? Do you like Spoon?
Exactly.
Could we play Spoon's new thing?
I would think, sure.
Okay, so...
Well, probably not the new one, but... we could play
something for them.
Yeah.
So, you know, our next artist coming up after we talk with you is Spoon. If you were thinking about designing something really, really new and fashion forward for that group, what would you think of?
That's a good question. It's early. You're killing me here.
Make it work, Seth Aaron. Make it work.
I would have to hear the song, visualize who's wearing it, and then I can answer that question.
You take a coat, you put a bunch of spoons up and down the sleeve,
Oh, dear.
right? You make a pair of pants entirely out of silverware, and then wait a minute, no, I'm on a roll now.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. Is there any way we could just play him a little of that song so that maybe even after we could have a little clip? Because you know what he's talking about, his process, what he was saying. He actually listens to music, listens to the vibe of what they're doing, and then comes up with design.
Exactly. I mean, I'm
so
really
cool,
into
so
like, punk rock, but also